Celebrate, you can now get in one of these award-winning SUVs with 0% APR for 60 months. The all-new turbocharged Nissan Murano, the rugged Nissan Pathfinder, and the best-selling Nissan Rogue. Visit Nissan today and drive away in an award-winning SUV.
Get 0% APR for 60 months on select popular models, or get $1,750 bonus cash on Rogue Rock Creek.
Online security is, like, as a mom, one of the very highest priorities. There's so many things that we have to watch out for. With Spectrum, I don't have to worry about it. I know when my kids are on their devices, they are protected because I'm not always sitting right next to them. The reliability, the connectivity, the security, everything is kind of all in one. That absolutely makes it worth it to me.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep you connected.
It's bow time. Hurry into Bojangles for 2 scratch-made sizzling sausage biscuits for just $4, because this 2-for-4 deal won't last forever. It's bow time.
I wanted to be healthy.
I was newly pregnant.
My periods were always painful, so I texted my friend Elena.
I asked my big sister Naomi.
My best friend Kelsey. She's my go-to.
That's how I found my OBGYN.
I finally feel heard. Thanks, Naomi.
Thanks, Kelsey.
Thanks, Elena.
For personalized, convenient care and 24/7 support, find an OBGYN you'll recommend at Atrium Health.
The Rooms to Go store-wide sofa sale ends Monday. Hurry in to get big savings and endless sofa possibilities. Remember, every Rooms to Go sofa is on sale. Save on fabric sofas, sleeper sofas, plush leather sofas, sectionals, and reclining sofas. Every sofa you see is priced low to sell fast. And only Rooms to Go offers an opportunity like this. So shop the Rooms to Go store-wide sofa sale now through Monday. Every sofa is on sale.
Join WBTV in celebrating We the People. Watch Wednesday at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. on WBTV.
We're pulling out all the stops, and fashion takes a front row seat. Final 10 days summer sizzler sale. 70 plus 20% off hundreds of rugs, 0% financing, and hundreds of furniture, rugs, and accessories priced to go or on final clearance. Final 10 days summer sizzler sale. Rug and Home.
Hello and welcome to The Point After. I'm Nate Wimberly, joined by Cam Gaskins, and a big day tomorrow for the Carolina Panthers. And keep pounding nation as the team will practice inside of Bank of America Stadium for FanFest.
Yeah, so due to all the construction at the team's practice facility, fans have not been allowed to watch practice during this camp, so this will be their only chance to see the team on the field outside of the preseason games. And this could be the final FanFest for one longtime Panther.
Yeah, Taylor Moton is entering his 9th year in the NFL, all 9 seasons here in Carolina, as he was the team's 2nd-round pick in 2017. He has worked himself into one of the best right tackles in the NFL, but this is the final year of his contract, and he carries a $31 million cap hit this season. Contract negotiations are ongoing, but listening to Moton after practice on Wednesday, and the writing could be on the wall that this may be his last year in Process Blue.
I try not to think about it. I've had some of my best years here in Carolina. I know we haven't won, but the city, being a Panther, means a lot to me. So it's crazy. You don't know. Obviously, I don't want the years to continue, but if it's my last year here, I want it to be my best year. I want it to be the offensive line's best year, the offensive unit's best year, the team's best year. Do whatever I can to help us be our best yet. So I'm a little emotional about it.
I did see him get, a little emotional up here. That's hard. That's a hard part of our business, that somebody pours their whole life into this like Taylor has, and he's faced with potentially going to a new place next year. But at the same time, we are going to make the best decision for the organization.
Clearly, Taylor Moton wants to be here, but, it's not really up to him. It will be to a certain extent, but Really, it's all about the numbers, man. You just paid Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis last offseason combined $150 million. You're going to have to figure out what you're going to do with Ike Ekwonu very soon. He's due for an extension. There's no center on this roster next year. You just re-signed Austin Corbett and Cade Mays to one-year deals. So they're going to have to figure out what they're doing at the center position. You got to figure out, are you going to extend Bryce? So it's probably just a money type deal where there's only so much that we can spend. So this probably will be Taylor's last year here.
I mean, I get it's a business decision at the end of the day, but you hear the emotion in Taylor Moton's voice right there. And so many times I feel like in recent years, as bad as this team has been, we're hearing about guys that want to leave Carolina, guys that don't want to play for this franchise. So to hear a veteran like that give the emotion for saying that he regrets that he hasn't been a part of a winning team here and wants to put his best foot forward this year, I think that says a lot. Now, granted, is that emotional kind of, is that worth the $31 million? Is that worth the price tag it will eventually be? Not our decision to make, that's Brandt Tillis's, but it is going to make it a much harder decision when you have a guy that really wants to be here and is invested in the success of this franchise.
Yeah, very much so. Now, let's move ahead a little bit right there.
So now talking about Brandt Tillis in the front office, a lot of contracts to consider, including a possible extension with quarterback Bryce Young. Now, Young is eligible for an extension after this season. Tillis has only been a part of one contract extension for a quarterback in his career, and that was with Kansas City quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Now, in KC, there's no question that Mahomes was going to get paid, though. This situation, however, with Bryce Young entering year 3, much different.
It was a little easier because after Pat's second year, Pat made it to the AFC Championship game. Like, we made it there. We had something good going. So we kind of knew, right? With Bryce, it's just like the Icky conversation. Like, Bryce is an ascending player, so I don't want to sit here and make any kind of promises, any kind of statements about what we're thinking about for Bryce's contract or anything like that. Like, Bryce would probably be the first to tell you this. Like, Bryce needs to focus on football and being the best version of himself, and the contract stuff will get figured out. We would like to do deals early. Just generally. But again, they have to work for both sides. And so if it works, it works.
Oh, man. For me, just real quick, Bryce has to get this offense to a top 15, top 10 type status. Right. And if they do that, it will behoove the Carolina Panthers to get this deal done early. If he's showing you signs that he is a franchise, get it done early. Don't wait to the end, and you don't end up like the Dallas Cowboys right now with Michael Parsons, where the numbers are going to be exorbitant. Get the deal done early so you can get some savings on the front end of this thing.
And that's the thing is with Patrick Mahomes, he already had established so much in year 2. The price tag had gone up even further. So the Bryce Young, it's almost like you want to get in on the ground floor. If you see that he does take that step forward, even if it doesn't lead to the playoffs, even if it doesn't lead to a deep run or a trip to the NFC Championship game, you still want to try to, again, get that done sooner rather than later, because if Bryce Young is who you think he can be, the longer you wait, the more it's going to cost you as a franchise. And so we've been talking about it ad nauseum this offseason. This is the prove-it year for Bryce Young. This is where he's going to have to earn that contract with his play on the field. Again, has every piece around him, has a veteran offensive line, has a great running back in Chuba Hubbard, receivers out the wazoo that they brought in this season. So if it doesn't work, starts to become a Bryce Young problem, and then he's going to have some different conversations about what the future of quarterback looks like. But it's all going to come down to what this season holds for him. Yeah,
if he doesn't show it this year, they'll be drafting a guy in the upcoming NFL draft where there are a lot of good quarterbacks coming out this draft. So it's a make or break year for Bryce Young, bottom line. Let's get back to FanFest and some of the guys that fans will be watching out for. Probably the guy who most eyes will be on is wide receiver Tetairoa McMillan. T-Mac has showed out with some great catches, some highlight catches, and it's been a very long time since this team has had a wide receiver like that.
But he is not the only guy fans will have their eyes on. Others on the offensive side of the ball, of course, got to talk Bryce Young, but then how about some other weapons for Young, like wide receiver Hunter Renfrow, one of the veterans, and then rookie, a young guy, wide receiver Jimmy Horn. And then the defense has also really showed up and showed out during this camp so far, and there are a number of players to watch on that side of the ball as well, namely third-round pick Princely Umanmielen, been a force getting after the quarterback day after day. Linebacker Trevin Wallace having to step his game up now that he is an expected starter for this upcoming season. And then a trio of cornerbacks that fans should be watching include Shamar Bartholomew, Corey Thornton, and Shaw Smith-Wade. So if you're going to FanFest tomorrow, expect a lot of action, according to head coach Dave Canales.
We'll be full pads, and we'll be all live, everything but laying out and tying up guys' legs. We want full tackling, hitting, all that thing, but we just kind of ask the guys, to take care of each other in those vulnerable spots. But we're going to play football. We need it, and it'll be a great opportunity for our group to kind of take the next step together, to have extended move the ball, call it periods where we have to operate from the sideline. The guys are out there. They got to communicate. They got to talk. So I'm really excited about that.
Cam, tomorrow will be exciting for the fans, but some more news came out earlier this morning that should perk the ears up of Keep Pounding Nation.
Yeah, so we talked about this being the only real chance for fans to see the starters in practice, but it turns out you'll have a chance to see the starters in the preseason games. Dave Canales just confirmed with the media a while ago that starters will play in some capacity. He didn't confirm how much, but they will play in each of the first 2 preseason games. For the third game, he said they'll kind of wait and see. But that's a huge change of direction from last year, where the starters didn't really see the field at all. Bryce Young very notably held out of the preseason last year. This year, you're going to see him in Game 1 and Game 2. Now, again, how much of that is going to be remains to be seen, but you're going to see him in some capacity, which is really exciting.
Look, I said this last year, I'm going to say it again this year. You're going to have a preseason. You can choose to have it in the preseason or the first 3 to 4 games in the regular season. Last year, they chose B. And you saw how they looked in Week 1 against the New Orleans Saints. He wanted to bubble wrap everybody. Derrick Brown got hurt in the first game, in the first half, and then the season just went after that. Yeah. He's learned his lesson. He's going to play the guys. He's going to choose to have the preseason in the preseason so they're ready Week 1 at Jacksonville. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 21 days away from the start of high school football and football Friday night. The show is on August 22nd.
So crazy to think that, but we have a special treat for you before then on August 13th. More on that in just a second, though. However, first practices were Wednesday as the teams in our area get ready for the upcoming season.
Now, one of the more interesting and wide open conferences this season will be the Southwestern 7A, 8A, made up of Ardrey-Kell, Valentine Ridge, East Meck, Palisades, Providence, and Rocky River. Even though Palisades won a conference title last year, the verdict is still out on this third-year program. They feel very, very disrespected because not many folks think they can repeat what they did last year. Coach says it's up to them to change people's minds with their play on the field.
Other people really doing it for us in terms of motivation. But again, we're focused on us. We allow a little bit of outside noise because you do want to pay attention to how people feel about you. But we're just worried about us every day. I think there are quite a few programs that, still think we're not too good. They've made their declarations on how they feel about us and what they're going to do to us when they play us. So I don't think we've arrived. I think people still think we're a walk in the park, and that's our job to prove them right or wrong. So we'll see.
We'll have more on this conference and a deeper look into the new era of 8 classifications in the state of North Carolina on a special edition of The Point After on August 13th. It's the Football Friday Night Preview Show. We will also talk private school football as well as how things will shake out down in South Carolina. So join us at 1 p.m. for The Point After on August 13th.
And then on the 22nd, the real fun begins. Football Friday night, folks. From this moment today, we are 3 weeks away, just 21 days until we tee it up for the beginning of the 2025 season. I cannot wait.
Yeah, back to Palisades real quick. They're going to have a very strong team this year because they're great in the trenches. Coach said they go 10 deep on the defensive line, and their offensive line is big this year. And they got a good chance to start the season off well. They play Berry, Olympic, Clover, and then they take on Chambers and Independence. So you got kind of 3 games right there that are very winnable, and then they challenge themselves with Chambers and Independence. So after the first 5 weeks, we're going to kind of know what this Palisades team is made of, but it's going to be a good season for the Pumas, and that conference is going to be wide open. And we're going to talk about that on the preview show, as well as some other conferences that are wide open. This 8A, I'm excited about the 8A because they spread things out. A lot of teams who didn't have shots at state championships in the past, they're going to be in the running now.
Yeah, I mean, 4 classifications was just never enough for how many teams were in the state. And so now you're kind of diversifying and spreading out the talent a little bit more. And you'll have more of the good teams beating up on the good teams rather than some conferences that, not to name names, it might have been a little bit lopsided last year in terms of, some teams not necessarily getting tested that much in their conference schedules. I think the parity will be really interesting to shape out, and I'm curious to see, if any new rivalries start to develop after these new matchups that are going to be formed because of these conferences.
Absolutely, they will.
All right, well, we have talked about the NFL, we've talked about high school football. When we come back, though, we will take you through the college ranks as teams near and far begin their training camps this week. The Point After is back in just a few minutes. Stay with us.
Power through your summer chores with less downtime and enjoy more playtime with Steel Battery.
What if he doesn't look like his photo? At least he's adventurous. What if he's stuck in the past? At least he plays the guitar.
A taste of real when you need it most. Goya Coconut Water with real coconut bites.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
It's summer event time.
Best deals of the year.
My favorite season of the year.
Why?
Is it the flowers, honeybees?
Mud. See, Bronco and Bronco Sport make every adventure more epic.
Because they come with GOAT modes. Goes over any type of terrain. Like mud.
They sure do like mud.
Now, lease a 2025 Bronco Sport for $399 or a 2025 Bronco for $499 and get a 3-year maintenance plan only from your Carolina Ford dealer.
Mr. Jenkins told me to open up your drain. Gently, 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 till it flows like rain.
We've seen all kinds of clogs.
We've pulled a lot of these out of drains.
And some of these.
And 1 or 2 of these.
And even a couple of these.
We've seen all kinds of clogs.
No matter the cause of your clog,
Morris Jenkins can take care of it.
For just $77.
Mr. Jenkins told me to open up your drain.
All right. Who's ready?
I'm open.
Thank you.
Hey, you got this.
Select Nike styles are 25% off at Academy.
Are your floors bouncy? Does your home have a musty smell? How about cracked drywall? Well, listen, you may have a serious problem in your crawl space. Call Hydro Help 911 for a free, no-pressure inspection.
Help is on the way.
Just think, you could have termites and rotted wood. Your crawl space needs to be inspected now. Go to hydrohelp911.com. And remember, it's meant for your trampoline to be bouncy, not your floors.
What if he doesn't look like his photo? At least he's adventurous. What if he's stuck in the past? At least he plays the guitar.
A taste of real when you need it most. Goya Coconut Water with real coconut bites.
Charlotte is growing, changing. Some days it feels like a city full of promise. Other days it feels like everything's moving too fast.
More people, more traffic, more questions about where we're headed.
That's why we bring it all together every weeknight. Stories, the answers, the context behind the headline.
Because your concerns aren't just stories, they're real. And you deserve a team that brings you truth, context, and clarity.
No matter what happens next, know this. WBTV is on your side.
Well, welcome back. Let's talk some college football as training camps around the country opened up this week.
Yeah, up in the mountains of Boone, the Dowell Loggins era officially started.
Hey, Loggins takes over a program that went 5-6 last season, their first losing record since 2013. It's a full reset for App as they will look to fill a lot of holes, starting at the quarterback position where 5 guys will battle for the starting role. The Mountaineers are picked to finish 3rd in the Sun Belt East, which isn't too bad considering a new coach and a bunch of transfers. The big question this season is, what is success for Coach Loggins at App in year 1 of a rebuild?
How we'll judge this team is how do we max out their talent, how we see it. And I don't think that you can quantify that with a bowl game, with a championship title. Like, obviously, you come to App and the goal is to win championships because that's the expectation. That's why you come to App. But right now in the current where we're at right now, we'll define success based on, did we max out our players' talent?
All right, so meanwhile, the Charlotte 49ers started training camp on Tuesday as the Tim Albin era is officially underway. A warm morning greeted the guys, and the excitement level matched the temperatures as everyone chomping at the bit to get things started. Now, there are 56 new guys on the team. Competition at every position will be very high, especially at quarterback, where 3 guys are battling for the starting job. Now, when you hear 56 new players, doesn't sound ideal, but there is a positive to having that many new guys new to the program.
It's not 56 freshmen. It is, we got older guys. All right, and I think it showed today. But you know, there was some adversity today, and I heard some good leadership from the guys for sure.
Of course, these two teams will start the season playing each other in the Dukes Mayo Classic here in Charlotte. It's going to be App State versus Charlotte at Bank of America Stadium on Friday, August 29th. The only shame about this, August 29th, it's on a Friday. Yeah. Football Friday night, high school football. So I do believe it's going to hurt the attendance there because a lot of parents and students, of course, are going to be playing games, and they're not going to go down to Bank of America. But you know, that's going to be a very interesting game if both teams can figure out what they're doing with the quarterback position. 3 for Charlotte, 5 for App. Charlotte, Coach Albin said they're going to have some live action with their quarterbacks to kind of figure out, you know, who's going to be the starting quarterback. That could bring in the injury factor. So injuries could decide who's the starting quarterback for the Charlotte 49ers. At App, they're going to work like a split field type deal, so everybody gets reps so that, you know, they can figure this thing out. They got a lot of work to do between now and the 29th to figure out who's the quarterback, let alone all the other positions that are up for grabs.
Yeah, I mean, as it stands right now, both teams have a lot of question marks. I think App State probably has fewer question marks.
Exactly.
And this is a game where you got to come down the mountain and you got to find a way to win in the Queen City. Otherwise, like you said, one losing season, they're not used to losing up in Boone. So if you don't get started on the right foot, it could be a pretty tough season from that point on. All right, switching gears, let's talk a little soccer now. On the strength of a 4-game winning streak, Charlotte FC started Leagues Cup play on Thursday as they hosted FC Juarez at Bank of America Stadium.
Yeah, great news on the injury front as defender Nathan Byrne was back on the pitch after healing from back surgery back in May. That's where the good news ends. Juarez just walked all over the crowd. Check out this goal from Madsen Silva. That's hard to defend, folks. And then just the disrespect right here as he pulls off the Kerwin Vargas flip. Charlotte would get that goal back on an all-out effort here from Idan Tokliamati. Wanted it more than the defender, and he punches it in. Juarez scored the next 2 goals in the first half, and one of them was put in by Silva again. And once again, the disrespect after the goal. 3-1 Juarez at the break. Just a frustrating night for Charlotte. Got worse in the second half. Tokliamati got thrown down on this play right here, and he's not happy about that. He gets back up, and he's going to headbutt the defender. You can't do that, guys. Rick Hard as Charlotte played the rest of the game down a man. Charlotte lost this one 4-1.
It's disappointing, but again, they turned up, they were sharp. We were too sloppy on the ball, too slow on the ball. So, and if you're doing that, you get what you deserve, and we can't complain about anything tonight. They were simply the better team.
Didn't see enough commitments. Told them at half-time. Didn't see them care enough. It was almost like we've had a good run just in the MLS, and it's a Leagues Cup and it'll just happen, and it doesn't. We told them that there'll be teams in here who'll be fighting hard to get victories, and you could see how much it meant to them getting a victory. I don't think it meant that much to our players, and that's a disappointing thing for me.
That face right there says it all, man. Mentally, Charlotte FC just was not there last night. Juarez got in their head early. Zaha was upset in the first 2 minutes of the game. Tokliamati exploded at the end with the headbutt. That shows you how much they were in their heads. Oh yeah. Because he just lost it. He just lost it right there, and they're just mentally weak right now. It's a mentally weak team, but it's a learning lesson. Yeah. And and this should prepare them for the MLS Cup and the MLS playoffs. If you're going to win a championship, you got to be mentally strong, because teams will do some stuff that will get you out of character, and once you're out of character, it's over.
And the thing we got to keep an eye on now is how do you bounce back from a rough game physically, a rough game mentally? How do you respond for these, not just these last 2 games, but how do you respond for the back half of the MLS season? Because as much as the team wants to talk about, we want to win a trophy, we want to win some hardware, It's the Leagues Cup. I think the MLS Cup is more so the real goal, and the team was playing with so much momentum going into this match. You just got to hope that that didn't do anything to derail it for the final, what I believe, 8 or 9 games they have left on the MLS season. So the Leagues Cup, again, if you don't win the Leagues Cup, nobody's going to, shake their fists or demand for jobs or anything like that. But if you don't make a deeper run in the MLS playoffs after sniffing at it last year, that's going to be the bigger thing. So that's more so what I'm keeping an eye on. Not just are they able to, advance to phase 2 of the Leagues Cup, how do they do there, but are they able to regain that momentum and that form from the 4-game winning streak they had coming in?
Yeah, I think they should just play the young guys these next 2 games of Leagues Cup, just get them some experience and get ready for the MLS Cup and the end of the MLS season. They play Guadalajara this Sunday in Leagues Cup play, so I'm looking forward to them playing the young guys, getting themselves ready for the back half or the final 9 games of the MLS series. Time to take our final break here on the show. When we come back, we finish up with some final thoughts.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com. We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
J.D. Power has ranked Nissan #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands. And to celebrate, you can now get in one of these award-winning SUVs with 0% APR for 60 months. The all-new turbocharged Nissan Murano, the rugged Nissan Pathfinder, and the best-selling Nissan Rogue. Visit Nissan today and drive away in an award-winning SUV.
Get 0% APR for 60 months on select popular models, or get $1,750 bonus cash on Rogue Rock Creek.
Are you ready for a great offer on an amazing mattress? Actually, make that your choice of 3 top-of-the-line mattress brands from Rooms To Go. Now easy to buy thanks to 72-month interest-free financing. Choose from the latest Beauty Rest Black, Stearns & Foster, or Tempur-Pedic mattresses. Premium choices, the ultimate in comfort and support. Yours with special interest-free financing for 6 years. That will put your mind at rest only at Rooms To Go.
We're at Bang Bang Burgers in South End. Rise Bakery in Greenville, South Carolina.
We're at Malibu Apothecary.
As a business owner, my Spectrum services help simplify my day.
Spectrum is really the backbone of any of the business we do here.
Everything we do is easier knowing that we've got a reliable connection. It's fast. It works all the time. I don't see us going anywhere. We're here to stay.
The garage door's not working, car's locked in, and my favorite part is kind of being a superhero in a weird sense, right? You walk in and, yeah, I can fix this. And they're like, what do you mean? You can fix it today? Yeah, absolutely, I can fix it today.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
At Meinekes, they do brakes, tires, oil, engines, alternators, head gaskets, crumple pods, Zerny swaps, triple beams, and Yeti grips. I don't know that much about cars. I only trust Meineke with Meineke.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com. We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
Welcome back. Time now for some final thoughts, or a final thought on a team that's been a very big disappointment this whole season, and they were a disappointment yesterday at the trade deadline. Go ahead, Cam.
Yeah, so last week in my final thought, I said the Braves fans, you should prepare to say goodbye to veterans like Marcell Ozuna and Marcell Iglesias, as Atlanta was going to sell at the trade deadline. Well, here we are, a week later, a day after the trade deadline. This team's roster did not change by a single player. In what has been a lost 2025 season, the front office failed to make a single move to help the club for next season. Now, this comes after an offseason where management failed to bolster the bullpen or add starting pitching depth, and we have seen how that's gone the last 4 months. Now, right now, this team has fallen tremendously from its World Series expectations, and unless some serious change comes this winter, not really much of a reason to believe that the Braves are going to be ready for another deep run in October anytime soon, because right now this franchise appears completely directionless and without a plan to get better. They see needs and they just do not address them. It's happened multiple times at this point. Fans have a right to be frustrated, and this might be the last time we talk about the Braves on this show until next season, because at this point, what is there to talk about?
Every starter right now is on the IL.
Yep.
Every starter. Their 5-man rotation at the beginning of the season is on the IL. Stop it. I guess they're just settling for the fact that, you know, tomorrow's the Speedway Classic. 85,000 fans are expected at Bristol Motor Speedway, the most attended MLB game in the league's history. Way to go, Braves and Reds. I ain't got nothing else to say.
I was going to say, that's the last exciting thing to talk about this team for the season
Finish up, man.
All right, we're going to go ahead and say goodnight. That's a great place to wrap up. Thank you for tuning in to the latest edition of The Point After. Remember, you can catch us streaming on Mondays and Fridays at 1 p.m. and then again on WBTV Fridays at 7:30. Hope you have a great weekend, and we will see you back here on Monday.
Here's a twist. What if you could get big bank muscle with small bank hustle? Big bank convenience and small bank connection. That's First Horizon, bringing together the best of big and small to help you on the road to your horizon.
Why call Acosta Heating, Cooling, and Electrical for your AC checkup? A checkup includes reviewing your entire system. Our review will catch small problems before they become big headaches. Call Acosta to schedule your AC checkup.
This is the story of a small bank that got big and did big things by never forgetting the little things. Because when the best of big meets the best of small, the future shines a little brighter on your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
What if he doesn't look like his photo? At least he's adventurous. What if he's stuck in the past? At least he plays the guitar.
A taste of real when you need it most. Goya Coconut Water with real coconut bites.
Stanley Steamer goes beyond carpet cleaning. From tile and grout to wood, stone, and more, we've got a proven process to remove the deepest dirt from every surface. Restore the beauty of your hard surfaces.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Your year of adventure. Your year of imagination. Your year of fun. Amazing new experiences and forever friends are waiting. It all starts with you. Be a Girl Scout.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
It's summer event time.
Best deals of the year.
My favorite season of the year.
Why? Is it the flowers, honeybees?
Mud.
See, Bronco and Bronco Sport make every adventure more epic.
Because they come with GOAT modes. Goes over any type of terrain. Like mud.
They sure do like mud.
Now, lease a 2025 Bronco Sport for $399 or a 2025 Bronco for $499 and get a 3-year maintenance plan only from your Carolina Ford dealer.
Whether you can or you can't, you can't not. Shorts are buy one, get one half off at Academy.
When your dryer just isn't getting the job done, it's time for Stanley Steamer to clean your dryer vent. Lint buildup deep in the vent slows drying and can become a fire hazard. Book today and breathe easier.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
What if he doesn't look like his photo? At least he's adventurous. What if he's stuck in the past?